Hey guys, welcome to the next lesson. We've looked at the JavaScript if statement in our previous tutorial. Now I want to introduce you to something called the if-else statement. This is just a variation of if that allows you to make a little bit more complex decisions. So we're going to get into it and you'll see what I mean. The major difference between the if and the if-else statement is that with the if, you could do simple yes or no questions. You know, if $5 is less than $10, then write this. Or if $10 is not less than $5, then don't write that. Okay, that's not the best example, but we just did that video, so I think you can guess what I was trying to say. So let's just try that. If, we'll see, we'll use this credit card balance variable we created here. If credit card balance is, greater than 10, then we're going to tell it to curly braces. When I say curly braces, you know, it's the little curly braces here, these things right here. Anyhow, so let's say if credit card balance is less than 10, greater than 10, then we're going to alert. Oops. All right, so we got that done. Let's take a look at how that renders in our little page here. Refresh. Okay, we've seen this before. It's not bad. But what happens if you want to write a different message or display a different message if this was not true? So you can use the else to do that. So I'll show you how it is. You go else. So basically the logic behind this is if this is true, do this, else do this. So we're going to go alert. All right, so we do that. So let's look at the logic here. So basically our standard if this is true, then do whatever is in between these two brackets here. This bracket in this bracket here. This is a curly bracket. So we're just going to spawn an alert box. Else do this. So if this is false, the JavaScript will fire off whatever is in between this and this bracket. So that allows us to have a little bit more control over how we do things. If else is one of the most important things that you have in JavaScript, one of the most important flow control mechanisms. That's another word for things like if and if else. Flow control, because you're controlling the flow of the JavaScript logic. So you can think of this as a river of computer logic. So it goes if, okay, true, do this, or if it's false, we do the else. So let's save that. Now, because we know this is true, we're going to get this alert here. So we go back. Boom, dude, you owe cash. And if we go, let's change that. Let's say the balance is actually only $5. So we save that. Let's reload the page. Dude, you're smarter than you look. There you go, see? So the else basically fires off this if this turns out to be false. So you can see the else has a lot of advantage over just a plain old if. It allows you to take an alternative action if the if statement turns out to be false. I hope that makes sense. Because of the magic of video, I've inserted the console.log here so that we can take a look at this from another perspective. We've looked at this in previous videos. So basically, I just add the console.log, just add it to write no or yes, depending on if it's true or false. Actually, no, I'm just going to put this as, because it makes sense to go true. It makes sense to go false. I should spell that right, actually. All right, so we'll just test that again. Okay, I got to launch Firebug, so I'm going to go Tools, Firebug, Open Firebug. Here we go, false, right? Okay, so I'm going to get rid of these alerts because I hate alerts, and I'm going to use the comments. Remember we used comments before? So now JavaScript is just going to skip this line of code because we put the 2 slashes here. 2 slashes are comments, right? Okay, let's try that again. Okay, false. Let's Let's change this balance to 25 so we come true. True. There we go. So we got a console. I figured while we're at it, I'm going to sneak in something new that we haven't seen before. And I think you guys might find this interesting. Just bear with me. We're going to go document.write. So this is something new we haven't seen before. This is called document.write. And this basically writes text right into the web page. Let's take a look at that. Okay, true. Hold on. Did I save that? No, I didn't save it. Let me save this. There we go. Dude, geocache. Now, I'm going to shut the console down just for the sake of our examples. Dude, geocache. This is something we have not seen before. Document.write. Let me just use it down here. Get rid of this alert. So let's change this balance back to $5. So this should happen as well. So use smart. So as you can see, document.write is one of those functions built into JavaScript that allows you to, in this case, write text right into your page dynamically. The reason I want to introduce you to the document.write function, dot is sort of talking about this period here, is a couple of reasons. Number one, it's always good to learn new functions because as you learn more and more functions, it will help you to understand functions in general much more easily. And the second reason I want to introduce you to document.write because it's kind of a sneak peek into a whole new layer of JavaScript in JavaScript browser programming for web browsers like Firefox, Internet Explorer, whatnot. And it has to do with the idea of the document. And I'm not going to get into this in detail in this video, but just understand that JavaScript puts its functions, it's got many, many functions, into virtual boxes or containers, or some people might call them objects. And you might have a whole collection of functions that reside inside a virtual box. So a virtual box might be one called document. So document may have several different functions that you can access. In this case, we're accessing the write function, right? That's inside of the object document. Okay, this is going to be hazy for a lot of you now, but don't worry about it. We're going to get all into this and you're going to understand what I'm getting at. I just want to introduce you to the basic ideas. And because, learning this stuff is like, it's not like this, you learn it all of a sudden. A lot of this stuff sort of takes time to sink in. So the earlier I can introduce you to new ideas, the easier it's going to be for you to really learn this stuff when we actually jump deep into it. Sort of like, when you're making coffee, it's got to start with percolating at the top and slowly the water seeps through and eventually you get coffee. The same thing with learning to program. It's like making coffee. Okay, that was a joke, but anyhow. All right, so this is it. We've learned the if-else statement. We've learned about document.write, new function that allows us to print text right into the web page. And that's about it for this video.